G'day scrappers, I'm back again, and today I've got myself a Heartmate Power Base Unit. Basically, it's just like a battery charger. They put the batteries into the slots. It's a bit of an unusual thing because it's one of those Heartmate things. I think it's for the battery packs that people put on their belts to keep their hearts ticking away. And so very quite bizarre, a bit sad, but quite bizarre actually. So scrap wise, you know, it's only a battery charger really, so I don't expect to be a great deal here. I don't have any of the power cords or anything else for it, and because it's medical kind of equipment, you know, I don't really want to sell it. It's just an item that I picked up that might be an interesting thing to scrap out. Well, it's interesting in itself. It's probably not really anything spectacular scrap wise, seeing that it's just a battery charger, but we'll at least have a little look, and you know, just to have a little catch up. Probably wondering what I've been doing in the last week or so since the last video. I'm well, at least we've got some cast aluminium and another piece of aluminium here. I've been really busy just catching up on scrapping stuff, just basic things like cutting cords. Been cutting a lot of cords, processing a lot of copper wire and stuff. So yeah, nice piece of aluminium. Just trying to get rid of as much stuff, and been going to the scrapyard and things like that. And because next week, yeah, from next week, it's one area of hard rubbish is starting, so that's going to go on for a little while. This area does 2 hard rubbish in a year, so obviously this is the first one for the year at this area, and then another one probably sometime in August or September. So far it's all been cast aluminium and aluminium. Okay. Oh well, I didn't expect that. At least there's little circuit boards here. For each, oh yeah, obviously they're like backplane boards where the batteries go into there. So yeah, I've been, you know, pretty much just doing PCs and DVDs and stuff that I've scrapped out many times on video, so there wasn't any point in doing any other videos until I got something that was half interesting. I do have quite a few other oddball things in the garage that I just haven't gotten to, but like I said, before the hard rubbish starts next week, I want to get on top of as much stuff as I can, so I can start doing that a lot more intensely, because I think that'll probably be the best kind of videos, are the hard rubbish ones that seem to be the most popular, and also get a chance to, you know, pick up a lot more oddball things and things that I like, gaming consoles and whatnot. So yeah, just an average board, but we do have a little flat pack in there and a couple of tantalum capacitors, but generally just a mid-grade board. But still, I didn't actually even expect any circuit boards, so 6 of them. So yeah, really looking forward to finally getting out there again and starting doing some hard rubbish collection, and street scrapping. You know, like a lot of you know, I do eWaste as a small business, and I also buy circuit boards. So the hard rubbish, you know, street scrapping is more for fun rather than anything. But you know, I still enjoy picking up my PCs and any other electronics that I can get. So look out for those videos starting from next week, and yeah, then my videos on YouTube will be starting to come through a lot thicker and faster. So, but the best time to be quiet, you know, on YouTube, to have a little bit of break from editing so many videos and all that, is you know, January, February, you know, because you know, even YouTube, it gets pretty quiet during that time. So yeah, that's about the best time to sort of slow down on videos for a little while. All right, that's just the back. Yeah, pretty basic really. Not a whole lot to it. So because the hard rubbish from next week, because they do it twice a year, they're not as big as some of the other areas that I do, so it's not going to be as awesome. But and the area is actually got a lot of rental homes, and it's a very, you know, the scene, it's a very cafe scene in that area. So there's a lot of trendy people and stuff, and they all walk around and look for good pieces of furniture and good stuff to pick up from themselves. So there's quite a lot of competition in that area, and being the first one of the year, you know, well, the first one of the year in sort of like inner Melbourne, I'd imagine it's going to get quite competitive with scrappers. But we'll go out there and give it a go as well. All right. Okay. Yeah, so there's not a bad circuit board in here. There's a couple of transformers. So as expected, not a great deal, but still not bad for a battery charger anyway. Another little board there. Not a great deal. Yeah. Pretty oddball looking circuit board. Sometimes these batteries can be a bit camouflaged. It's always important to get rid of your batteries if you're selling your circuit boards. Yeah, just a mid-grade board, but it does have, see these resin dipped tantalum capacitors, and these are really big ones, so it's a good example to show you. You can see that L, the letter L kind of there, that sort of helps you recognize that they are tantalum capacitors. With these resin dipped ones, they have the L instead of like these square ones. They've just got the little brown line on one side on the yellow ones. Well, these ones are easily identified because usually they should have that big L, and a lot of times you don't really get to see them because the tantalum capacitors are very small. But in this case I can show you that letter L, it's definitely a tantalum capacitor, and they're nice fat resin dipped capacitors. And a few there, some nice big MLCCs, because it's a medical piece of equipment as well, so they do make them reasonably good quality, hence the tantalum capacitors and stuff. So that's alright, can take the tantalum capacitors and MLCCs and then sell it as a mid-grade board. Couple of nice transformers. So with processing just PCs and cutting cords pretty much every day, trimming fingers off slot cards, taking gold pins from plugs, just catching up on all that sort of stuff. It's kind of, starting to get a bit bored of it. I really need to get out there and do some street scrapping, and even if I don't pick up much, and some days, I'll probably go out more often, but for shorter times, and pick up a little bit of scrap steel and things like that, just whatever, because I'm not relying on street scrapping to actually make a living off. Well, I kind of am, but I'm not desperate for the money that I make from street scrapping, so I don't have to go and grab every single piece of scrap steel that I see. I can afford to go around and cruise around and just look for more choice items. It's just gonna, just really looking forward to it. I'm just dying to get out there and to do it. A little transformer, I'll check it out a little bit later. Certainly not worth busting open for the copper. If I'm not going to keep it, I'll just sell it as a scrap transformer. Another one here. So I basically just wanted to touch base with everyone on YouTube, and just to tell everyone, yes, I'm still here again, and yeah, and just to give you all a heads up that street scrapping is starting next week. So this isn't the most unusual or spectacular item to scrap, but it's serving its purpose, just to get one out there. Okay, so I'll just clean up some wires. And because I haven't done street scrapping for, since October last year, So it's probably going to take me a little while to get my street scrapping fitness back. It's a little backplane board here that doesn't look like much, so I might not even bother going for that. All I'll do is just undo this whole cabinet, just so I can get to the rest of this nice aluminium here, base plate. Yeah, so, oh well, that was the was it the Heartmate battery charger? Very unusual item to get for scrap. You know, unfortunately, some people need to have a pacemaker or whatever it is for their hearts. So this is the sort of thing I don't know. This one probably would be in hospitals or something where they would need to charge up a whole lot at once. Obviously one person wouldn't have a charger as big as this, so I'd imagine in the morning the nurse comes around and takes out the fresh ones, replaces everyone's batteries and puts in the old ones, and just goes around like that. Alright, well, at least we've got some decent aluminium, a few circuit boards out of these I'll clean out. This one okay, good for the few tantalum capacitors and MLCCs. Nice heavy board, it'll still go as mid-grade. Nice specimens of resin dipped tantalum capacitors. So just remember that L. The rest, I'll just continue on slowly. I won't bore you any further. And yeah, just look out for next week, and expect to see a lot more interesting videos coming out, and street scrapping, yay. Get out there and really see if we can make a dent in the street scrap and make a bit of cash with the scrap metals, and hopefully get some good PCs and stuff like that. It should be really good. Alright guys, well, keep scrapping. Don't forget, log on next week and check out my first street scrapping videos for the year. And in the meantime, I'll catch you next time.